What's up, boys? We back with some more Disfigure for the new update, a fantastic free bullet heaven with some unique mechanics. There's a new weapon, the dual-wielded SMG, so let's try that out. I don't think I've done map 2 before. Let's try out some normal here. So I can apparently fire both by holding down both mouse buttons, but it makes the guns a lot less accurate. Let's try auto fire with that actually. Can I auto fire both of them? Oh, I think it is actually. So there's this unique vision mechanic in the game, and with the branching skill tree system, you can actually significantly alter how that works. There will be upgrades that can allow you to like throw flashbangs to light up an area or something. There's some upgrades that deal damage to all enemies that you can currently see, and we'll hopefully be able to see some of this stuff here. So we've got a movement speed, pickup range, space thing, a sentry, a guided missile every 3 seconds. I don't think that would work that well with a fast attacking gun weapon like this. Every 5 kills, fire a plasma charge. Enemies outside of any vision move 25% slower and take 20% more damage. So that's pretty unique. With this, you would actually want to not increase your vision range. 50% slower and 40% more damage, but enemies in the vision move faster. Outside of vision takes 70% more damage. A lot of XP pickup range and fire rate, that would be kind of nice. Every second enemy killed outside of vision spawns a spiral, creating 6 bullets when touched. Okay, I believe that's actually a new upgrade that was added in the update recently, so I might try that. Touching a spiral, fire 3 frost rays which freeze enemies. Touching 5 spirals with keeping the buff active will bolster it by increasing fire rate and movement speed. So I'm going to try this, but I've never done an anti-light radius build before, so this might end up going pretty badly. But new upgrade, that sounds pretty cool, so I'm down to try it. Enemy projectiles move slower. That would definitely be good to have later on for the build where I can't really see much. Shoot an enemy projectile to deflect it. Bunch of more extra deflect upgrades. Killing an enemy will instantly destroy all projectiles that they fired. Every 6th enemy killed revealed in vision. So that's going to be anti-synergy with the upgrade I took earlier. Fire rate, bullet speed, anything interesting here? Killing increases fire rate, an additional projectile, but reduce your stats. Every 3rd shot, shoot a spiral. Damaging enemies has a chance to inflict fire, dealing damage over time, which makes them move slower. Inflict damage. Damaging enemies has a chance to set them on fire. Enemies on fire take more damage. Every 5th shot, shoot a flame. Fire rate is temporarily increased. Circle vision size. I don't want to increase my vision size though, since I'm doing the anti-vision thing. Let me get the fire stuff so that I actually have a bit of damage going. And it should be easy to trigger that with my fast attack speed. And it looks like I might actually be able to see enemies on fire outside of the circle. So that might actually help me know where they are without even being able to see them. So I'm kind of just going to be spraying all over the place, trying to light them on fire so I can kind of see them. I do kind of dislike how the camera jerks you around as you're spinning though. That's a bit annoying. So I'm going to try not to move it around too much. Oh yeah, I need to be picking up all that XP that's dropping. I don't think there's any sort of magnet mechanic in the game though. So, increasing light radius, nope. Chance for a charged round dealing double damage. Bullets have a chance to ricochet. That could be pretty helpful. Maybe projectiles move slower. 60% bullet size and bullet speed when they ricochet. Each ricochet is increased. Every enemy killed by a ricochet will increase the damage of your next shot. So that would be more of a slow weapon thing instead of the dual SMGs. Killing an enemy with a single shot, that would also be a slow weapon thing. The single ricochet will instantly refresh shoot cooldown. Yeah, that would be insane with a strong single shot, but I'm still going to try it out. I should be able to trigger them fairly often with how fast I attack, and then that will light even more enemies on fire, helping me sort of see them outside of my vision radius. Setting enemies on fire with a bullet has a chance to instantly inflict damage, can apply multiple times. That sounds pretty good since I definitely could use a bit of damage. Enemies outside of vision move 50% slower. Okay, that could be pretty strong. Oh wait, here's the new spiral thing. I definitely want to try that out. Looks psychosis on enemies, making them take more damage and move slower. Interesting. Singularity. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the new spiral upgrade, and that will lower my vision further. But it should also make it so that must be a spiral then. It should make it easier to kill them outside of vision range as well, hopefully. But man, this is going to be hard to get used to, having such a small radius, so normally I actually try and increase that as much as possible. So anything interesting later on there, lasts 50% longer, and spreads to nearby enemies, and they move slower and take more damage. That looks pretty good. So it's called Psych Trail, so I'm guessing it probably follows behind me then? Psychotic enemies will float their XP toward you. Stream of visions. Oh, vision circles, that would be bad for me then. So we probably do not want to go there. Psychotic enemies will create a remnant, which deals bullet damage to enemies that walk into it. Touching a remnant will make it explode. Touch 4 remnants before shooting to fire a colossal blast. That's not happening with my build. Chance when damaging enemies to inflict bleed. Killing 200 activates a barrier, making you immune. I think I could use a bit more damage here, so I'm going to take the fire upgrade. So I can't really tell what the spiral is doing. I guess they have to walk over it and it's a temporary damage area? I thought a spiral would be like a pattern of bullets shooting outwards in a circle. So increase vision size, nope. Every third enemy killed on fire will explode, that inflict fire. And enemies killed on fire will float XP towards you. Okay, that sounds super nice. Every 5th shot shoots a flame that deals 20 and inflicts fire. Killing 200 enemies activates a shield barrier. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the improved fire stats, and then that will pull some of the XP towards me as well. Psych Trail, Singularity, Shield Barrier. I do kind of want that, and also the slowed projectiles would be very nice. Damaging enemies has a 100% chance to set them on fire, and they take 30% more damage from all sources. I really want that as well, but I think I'm going to lock in the slowed projectiles. It sounds pretty important for a low vision range build, although I guess you can see them through the fog anyways. Damaging enemies inflict shock, increasing their next damage taken. To an enemy will apply to all other shocked enemies. XP will float towards you. Shock damage is increased for each enemy. Killing 3 enemies will charge your next shot to fire lightning bolts. Enemies killed by lightning bolt will explode, dealing damage to nearby enemies, or 2 additional lightning bolts. We have the other fire upgrade. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. Get the fire over here maxed out. Oh yeah, and every different weapon in the game also has a few unique upgrades here. So cone vision when not shooting, that's never going to happen, and it would also increase my vision size anyways. 50% bullet damage. Fire rate 35%. Okay, that sounds good with the fire procs that I'm going for here. I guess I'll just look at those later. Try not to overthink it too much since I actually do have a bit of a problem with that. Shield barrier, guided laser. Killing an enemy will spawn a laser that rotates toward where you're aiming, deals 20% every 0.25 seconds. So my damage per hit is pretty low with the rapid firing bullets, so I don't think this will be very good. It does have a pretty strong slow though. Thin wave of light. Okay, that would be bad for me. I do not want light here. Large damaging zone, 3 guided lasers. Probably not. Patient Stalker. Enemies outside of any vision move 50% slower and take more damage. It might be good to get that now. Envision spawns a meteor. Nope. Flashbangs. Every 5 shots fire a flashbang. Large temporary vision. Nope, that would also be bad for me. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab the massive debuffs against enemies that are outside of my vision. And then we just spray and pray and hope we're killing everything, because I have no clue what's coming for me here. Let's see, Singularity freezes enemies. That sounds kind of cool. For every enemy caught inside, fire one every 8 seconds. Enemies caught in it take more damage. Bullet shot into it will be absorbed, increasing the size. And then it will fire a burst of the absorbed bullets. Absorbs a projectile, fire a ray. Absorb any type of projectile and float XP. A bullet will explode into wildfire, damaging any nearby enemies by the amount of damage that they received on death. By wildfire will erupt into a burst of fire. Decreases its cooldown by 2. Explosions are much larger. Fire rate is increased by 5% per every enemy damaged by it. Killing an enemy with wildfire will increase the damage of your next shot. Enemies touched by it are set on fire. Okay, so that would have a little bit of synergy with the fire stuff I have. Enemies outside of vision take 70% more damage, and then some big passive stats as well. 50% bullet damage, more vision. Yeah, let's grab the anti-vision stat boost here. My vision is so small now though. Shield barrier would be pretty nice. I'm down to grab that to give me a damage absorbing barrier every once in a while. You know, I never really thought about the video recording implications of this, but I can't really tell what's going on now. I'm just killing everything outside my vision and I can't see any enemies. Every 50 enemies while shield barrier is active increases all weapon stats. Shield barrier is activated, fire a cyclone of 100 projectiles. Chance to inflict bleed. Bleed damage. 20% more bleed per stack. Moves 25% of their health once, but not on bosses. Every 3 times inflicts outflow, dealing 150% bleed damage. Outflow will spill blood on the floor, dealing bleed damage to enemies that walk over it. Inflicted on an enemy, they're damaged again by the combined damage of the 3 bullets that triggered outflow. Okay. Is that... Oh, I need to go over there to get the fire thing. That would be kind of helpful. I'm down to lock that tree in. So, I guess just enjoy the relaxing XP shards flying to me off screen with nothing I can even see. Every 5 kills, fire a plasma charge on your next shot to enemies revealed in light. So that's never really going to happen for me, I think. Damage, explode on despawn, duplicate themselves on enemy kills. Temporary vision circles, that would be bad for me. Create a plasma coil revealed in light. Yeah, this is a very light dependent tree, so is that. Anything cool here? Not shooting, nope. 50% damage from movement speed is kind of cool, but I don't really need to move much. Without shooting, nope. XP increases the damage of your next shot. XP revealed in vision, nope. Charged round dealing double damage. I think most of my damage is coming from the flat damage from the fire now. Temporary vision circle, that would be bad for me. Psych trail. Oh, let me see if I can delete some of the vision-based stuff. And then hopefully that'll remove it from the pool. Did that add something new? I think so, but I don't remember which one. So I guess I probably only have one delete. Yeah, if it would tell me how the trail of this actually works, if it was behind me or what, then that would be pretty helpful. Oh, there might actually be a movement build where you're not shooting with that. While not shooting, move faster and inflict psychosis on nearby enemies and freezing them. Interesting. Temporary remnants. I guess we'll try some bleed. I'll go for some flat damage-based stuff to go with my fast attack speed. Since I believe the fire also works that way as well. Let's see. Oh, I do have another delete now. Damage all enemies revealed by vision, so that's definitely not going to work either for my build. Temporarily increase for each enemy damaged by a wildfire explosion. That is on the path that I do want, so let's go ahead and grab that. So I guess the purple explosions are probably the wildfire thing. Touching a spiral will fire 3 frost rays which freeze enemies, so if I touch those... Spiral creating 6 bullets. Oh, I have to walk into them for them to fire the spiral, okay. I misunderstood that a bit, whoops. So that's the second version of that, and then I could eventually get that. Increasing fire rate or reduce vision. Interesting. Enemy projectiles move slower. Shock. To deflect it towards a random enemy. That sounds kind of cool, to be honest. Shooting the projectiles back at them. Maybe I can just stand still now? Although it's kind of hard to hit them at long range with my bullet spread here. Plasma charge revealed in light, let's get rid of that. Shield boost, molten rounds. Killing an enemy with wildfire increases the damage, and I need that to get the one that lights them on fire. Shoot a flame that deals damage and inflicts fire. That is for the other side here. After killing an enemy with blaze, killing 3 or more enemies with blaze damages all enemies nearby. So it doesn't actually have that much synergy with the top fire stuff. I think I'm going to try and get that one for some more setting on fire then. Improve the wildfire explosions a little bit. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the weirdest build I've played in this game, with literally not being able to see any of the enemies ever. I'm probably going to struggle with bosses as well. But I've done so many visions builds, I guess it was time for an anti-vision build. Enemies will explode into 2 smaller projectiles of whatever killed them. That's interesting, so that can scale with other trees that will be killing them. More damage will kill enemies, create additional projectiles. You lose quite a bit of fire rate in there though. Next shot will do more. Doom round kills an enemy. Temporary doubled. Damage and bullet size of doom rounds are doubled. Shooting an enemy projectile increases the damage of your bullet by 100%, and the bullets deal more. Spawn another deflected projectile at the same location. Let me delete another vision-based thing. And then we will probably scale bleed up a bit. Damage on the floor. 3 bullets that triggered it. 150% of bleed damage would be decent. Causes them to take more bleed damage. Removes 25% of their health once, but it doesn't work on bosses. Let's try this path first, I think. see tiny little fires wherever they're grouping up, but then they all just seem to die, I guess. While not shooting, nope. Although that would work with that one tree that you use when you're not shooting and also freezes enemies. So it might be something interesting there. While firing, circle vision is smaller, but enemies move slower. Okay, that sounds really good for me actually. Upgrades that increase fire rate also decrease bullet accuracy. So I could get insane fire rates and I wouldn't be able to control my shots at all, but they would go all over the screen. But I mean, enemies move slower and I do more damage and my vision is smaller. I've got to try it for the build here. Really go all in on the anti-vision build, I guess. Soon my circle will be just around my guy. I have no idea what's going on, but they are getting destroyed right now. Every 5th shot shoots a flame, and inflicts fire would be decent. There's the fire starting upgrade I wanted for that tree. This would give me massive fire rate and damage and reduce my vision. Okay, that's the final upgrade in that tree, so I'm leaning towards that. Psych Trail, Electricity, 500% XP pickup range, massive stats, and my circle gets even smaller. Okay, it's actually the size of my guy now, wow. I am probably going to die on a boss, I'm thinking. I'm not even going to have any idea if there's a boss around and I'm fighting it. It's just going to jump on top of me and kill me, I guess. The bullet deflection thing is really cool though. Guided missile. Is there anything cool in there? Bullet damage. Instantly recharge. And a missile every 2 seconds. Activate it to explode by shooting again. Missile damage is increased by bullet damage. Erupt into an explosion. Explode into 10 phosphorus trails. Damaging enemies and lighting them on fire. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Every 3 seconds, your next shot will fire a missile. Yeah, I could work with that later on. Big fire rate and bullet speed, more fire rate, increases fire rate, sets after a while without killing, massive fire rate, at the cost of accuracy and damage. Shoot an additional projectile. I think I'm not really scaling much with bullet damage. Shooting an enemy projectile, movement speed and pickup range. So I might go in here just to get a ton of fire rate and proc my flat damage stuff more. Like burn and bleed are both flat damage, so that would be good with fire rates. Missile. Yeah, sure, we'll go the fire rate here. That'll make it a bit easier to hit the enemy projectiles away from me as well. Oh yeah, I need to be running into these things to actually trigger them. But they're so far away. Spotlight, cone vision, let's go ahead and delete that. Bullet damage and size, probably not. Looks like mostly passive stats. Piercing through one enemy would be useful though. Piercing through and dealing more damage for each enemy pierce. Pierce through infinite enemies, dealing 100% more damage for each enemy pierce. That's pretty good. Increases the damage of your bullets. Touching a spiral, I'm kind of not really going into that. Can ricochet up to 3 times, that would be pretty nice. I'll grab that to trigger more ricochets, which will then cause more enemies to burn. And bleed as well. It's important that I keep all of my debuffs up as much as possible, since most of my damage is coming from them here. I guess I'm kind of a full debuff build here. The main reason I'm taking the reduced vision range is to make them move slower and take more damage. And then all of my on-hit damage is from the burns and bleeds. It actually is a kind of cool build, it just looks stupid. Bullets can ricochet up to 3 times would be fantastic. Bullet speed and fire rates. I have this tree locked in so I can take that later. Oh, there's a bleed thing as well. Bleed damage. Let's get the triple ricochet first. I guess hopefully I'll light the boss on fire very quickly, and then I'll be able to tell where it is based on that. There's a lot of enemies coming in from over there, a bunch of fires popping up all of a sudden. Guided missile, singularity, ballistic up, clone sentry. Revealed by vision spawns a meteor, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Brings in wildfire burst, erupt in a burst of fire towards a nearby enemy that deals 50% damage. That's the other tree. I think I want to increase my fire rate stuff now. So that tree is all about absolutely pumping up the fire rates. I can't imagine I'm ever going to make a weirder looking build than this in this game. Probably only going to stick with light radius builds from now on, I think. But it was cool to try it out once. Blaze, shrouded frost, charged rounds, an additional projectile. I lose 5% fire rate, but I think the bullet damage isn't too bad for me. Damage of each ricochet is increased, but I'm not really doing the bullet damage, I'm doing the proc stuff. So I guess we will try multi-shots. That one made it so much easier to shoot down their projectiles as well. That was pretty nice. Oh, I can actually see him outside, okay. I thought he was just going to sneak up on me and I wouldn't be able to do anything. I guess an anti-vision build actually isn't that bad then, from what I can tell. Yeah, you can't deflect his projectiles either. Electricity, slug deflection. What's the last one in that tree do? Kill an enemy, it spawns another one. Shield barrier, clone sentry, psych trail. I think this only triggers if an enemy actually hits you and removes your shield barrier, and then you get a new one up. I'm not positive on that, but I think that's what happened last time. So I think this won't actually help me very much. Clone Sentry, what can you get there? 20 times before despawning, bullet shot from it have more damage and reload. 50 shots before despawning, emit the same vision as you at 80% size. That would be so small, but it gives some passive bonuses to your vision, which I would not want. Fire projectiles created from other upgrades. That would actually be interesting with the fire stuff I have. Increasing their next damage taken by 20%. That might be okay, but I would lose some fire rate over there, which would be kind of annoying. I think I'm just gonna take the deflection thing, since that's feeling pretty nice so far. Try and trigger some of my light spirals now for some extra damage. Oh, he's dead, I think? Wrecked, even though I can't really see anything? Man, blind characters are always overpowered and stuff. Shrapnel, enemies will explode into 2 smaller projectiles of whatever killed them. That's pretty cool. Bulk rounds, I'm not really scaling bullet damage. Ricochet damage. Sentry. Enemy projectiles move even slower, and then I can eventually get... Killing an enemy will destroy their projectiles. That actually is kind of a downside, I think, when I'm deflecting them. When enemy projectiles are destroyed, they split into 2 player projectiles that go in a random direction. I think I'm going to take the shrapnel. That'll trigger some more proc effects as I trigger those. Blind people who are watching this video right now, are you guys always so overpowered? You know, like Book of Eli, he was just completely unstoppable and all. I still have the 3rd weapon upgrade to go as well. Blaze, I do want that at some point. Shrouded Frost, Shield Boost, Clone Sentry, or enemy projectiles move slower. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab Blaze now. See if I can eventually finish off the fire tree. Oh, that's pretty short range actually. There's a new projectile, so there's a new enemy type, but I have no idea what they look like. And they aren't coming out very often, so I guess they're dying really quickly as well. Oh, here we go, the final weapon perk. A floating bullet guarding your backside which will instantly kill a single enemy and trigger wildfire. Doesn't work on bosses, takes 5 seconds to recharge. While firing a Kimbo, I think that's just with the dual wield thing that I'm already using. Bullet damage and recoil are doubled, bullets are 75% more accurate, and you gain laser pointers which light up the direction, nope. Not shooting for 1.5 seconds, nope. None of these are actually very interesting for me. Can I take a lower one? It looks like I can. Like, I guess a free kill is okay, but every 5 seconds is just really slow for how fast I'm killing stuff. I don't want to light up a direction. I don't want to be not shooting. So honestly, I guess I'm going to try the huge fire rate that causes me to be extremely inaccurate because it sounds funny. It might be really bad, but it actually seems kind of cool. Now I need to really push the fire rate so that they can fire all over the screen at the same time. I feel like I've kind of broken the game. There's barely even any enemies on fire right now, so they're all dying extremely quickly. Guided missile, laser. That's vision-based, right? Yeah, thin wave of light over there. That might not be terrible, but it's not really interesting. Damaging enemies inflict shock. Enemies killed by wildfire will erupt in a burst fire towards a nearby enemy that deals 50% damage. That's the other side. And enemies touched by wildfire are set on fire, so it should work with that, I would think. Oh, I don't even have that one yet. Let me go ahead and grab that then, so that the wildfire will also set them on fire now. Yeah, I've never done a zero vision build before, and I don't think I've done a purely proc damage based build before either. I've always tried to scale the bullet damage up super heavily, so that the like ricochets and shrapnel explosions and stuff will do a lot of damage. There's several proc effects that scale with the bullet damage as well. Like I think the radiation thing that I banned because it's based on vision radius. That's a good one when you're doing a vision build. I am not sure why I could see that snowflake looking guy. Electricity, shield boost, singularity. Enemy projectiles move slower. I can later on get killing an enemy will destroy their projectiles, which I don't think I want. It doesn't really feel like I need to make them move any slower either, because my attack speed is so high I deflect anything that can be deflected already. Doom round kills an enemy, fire rate is temporarily doubled for 1 second. That could be pretty cool. I'm not sure how often it will trigger, but I am down to try a temporary double attack speed once I get the next upgrade for it. It seems like I can just fully see those snowflake guys. That one didn't even seem to be on fire. Well, there's actually like no chance that he wasn't on fire with how fast I attack. I just didn't really see the graphic on it. Doom round kills an enemy, there's the double fire rate thing. So let's go ahead and grab that and see what happens. Okay, it just seems to be triggering pretty often anyways, even though my bullet damage is super low. Yeah, this build seems pretty broken. Oh yeah, and my bullets get less accurate based on my fire rate, so that'll make them 100% less accurate or whatever from that one weapon upgrade. So I guess I want to get an absolutely insane fire rate so I don't even have to turn or aim anymore. Another projectile sounds pretty good for that. I just get a bit more fire rate and then I don't even have to play the game anymore. Perfect. That's a strange music effect. Is there a boss coming? Yes, there is. Try and step on some of the light spirals whenever they pop up near me for some extra damage. Eviscerate. Enemies killed by outflow will spill blood on the floor, dealing bleed damage to enemies that walk over it, and 40% to the damage. That would be pretty good. Shield barrier. Damage and bullet size of Doom rounds are doubled. That would make it easier to keep up the Doom round 100% fire rate bonus, so that would be very good to have as well. I think I'm going to grab that just to really maximize my fire rate. Wrecked. Hello? Is something going to happen? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Let's continue a little bit longer, I guess. See what the build could really do once I get most of the upgrades maxed out. I just want to maximize my fire rate, I guess, and see what happens. Having burning enemies shoot their XP towards me was probably one of the biggest things I have for this. There's no way I would be able to find the XP with my vision like this. Bullet Cyclone, Shrouded Frost, Charge Rounds, Serration, Eviscerate. Let's grab Eviscerate, I think, for the proc damage from outflow to scale that up a bit. Shield boost, Serration, heavy shrapnel, guided missile. I think I'm just going to remove this. I'm going to end the run fairly soon, so I'm just going to try and find the attack speed stuff if I can. Just really see what we can do in that Bullet Cyclone, Bloodlust. Damage again by the combined damage of the 3 bullets that triggered outflow. Trail of particles. Every third shot, shoot a spiral of 9 smaller projectiles. Yeah, that sounds cool. I don't think I have that yet, but that would be big. Actually, I probably don't even really need to aim now. with the spiral pattern, triggering fire and destroying projectiles as well. Just constantly launching myself backwards slowly. Okay, yeah, that one was really good. I guess I'll go for at least level 40 and see if I can get a 4th weapon upgrade. Killing enemies temporarily increases fire rates. Sounds good. Swiftness, shield boost, heavy shrapnel, bullet cyclone. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. So I think there's one more fire rate upgrade to look for, and then level 40 to see if I get a 4th weapon upgrade. And then I will probably end the run somewhere around there, since I am completely busted. And it's also not a very good build for a video because I can't really see anything except tiny little fires as enemies just die off screen. There's just no chance that their projectiles could ever hit me with how fast I attack. Guided laser, shrouded frost, bloodlust, spray and pray. Ooh, 50% fire rate. Definitely. So I have the fire rate tree completely maxed out on both sides now, I think. And this should look really silly now. Can I see like my stats or anything? Doesn't seem like it. go, level 40. No new weapon upgrades, so I guess it's just the 3 every time. Psych Trail, Bloodlust, Serration, Shield Boost. I don't really care that much since I think I'm done. That's enough for one video for now. That's going to be it for the 0 vision range, full debuffer build where enemies move extremely slow and I amplify the damage they take a lot. Extremely fast attack speed, which also helps deflect their projectiles and trigger my fire and bleed effects a lot. Man, that is an insane amount of bullets. But yeah, the game's free. You can just go onto Steam and download it if you want to try it out for yourself. But I think that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.